Hello, friends. The $35 overdraft fee is officially back, and if you're 65 or older, it's aimed straight at the account your Social Security lands in. 3 checking account rules quietly changed this past year, and stay with me until number 3, because that's the one seniors get completely backwards. The rule that's sold as protection but can freeze your own money for up to 45 days. Number 1. The $5 overdraft cap is dead, and the $35 fee is back on the table. In December 2024, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau finalized a rule that would have capped overdraft fees at $5 at every bank, with more than $10 billion in assets, which covers virtually every big bank where seniors keep their checking. It was scheduled to take effect in October 2025. It never got there. On May 9, 2025, Congress repealed that rule under the Congressional Review Act. The president signed the repeal, and here's the part almost nobody read. Under that law, the Bureau is now blocked from ever issuing a substantially similar cap without a brand new act of Congress. This wasn't a pause, it was permanent. And the fees responded exactly the way you'd expect. Overdraft and insufficient funds fee revenue at the top 20 banks rose 6.2% in 2025 compared to 2023, and by mid-2026 the industry was collecting more than $12 billion a year in these fees again. Consumer advocates tracked banks reversing their pandemic-era promises. One major bank, BMO, raised its overdraft fee to $20 in 2026 and cut its no-fee cushion from $50 down to $20, which means a shortfall of $21 now triggers a fee that would have cost you nothing a year earlier. Here's what that looks like on a fixed income. Your Social Security lands on the third Wednesday of the month. Your pharmacy refill, your electric bill, and one streaming subscription all autodraft on Tuesday, the day before. If your balance runs short, that's 3 separate items, and at $35 each, that's $105 gone overnight, off a benefit check that averages around $2,000 a month. One bad Tuesday just erased 5% of your entire month. Now, the mistake that keeps this machine running, staying opted in to what your bank calls overdraft coverage on your debit card. It sounds like a favor. It is not. Under Federal Regulation E, a bank cannot charge overdraft fees on everyday debit card and ATM purchases unless you opted in. And millions of seniors were signed up years ago at account opening without understanding what that checkbox meant. Opted in, your card still works when the account is empty, and each swipe quietly costs $35. Opted out, the card is simply declined, embarrassing for 5 seconds, and completely free. So here is the move this week. Call your bank and say 2 sentences. I want to opt out of debit card and ATM overdraft coverage. And I want my savings account linked as overdraft backup for checks and automatic payments. A linked savings transfer typically runs between $0 and $12 instead of $35, and many banks now waive it entirely. Then set a low balance text alert at $100 so you hear about a shortfall the day before the auto drafts hit, not the day after. And if a fee already hit you this month, call and ask for a courtesy refund. Banks quietly waive overdraft fees for long-standing customers who simply ask, and a 2-minute polite request recovers $35 more often than most people believe. For a household that overdrafts even 3 or 4 times a year, that single phone call is worth well over $100. Every year, forever. Number 2, the government stopped mailing checks and your checking account details became the whole ballgame. On March 25, 2025, the President signed Executive Order 14,247, and starting September 30, 2025, federal payments went electronic only, Social Security benefits, veterans benefits, and federal tax refunds included. Paper checks from the Treasury are now limited to narrow exceptions. When the deadline hit, fewer than 1% of Social Security recipients were still receiving paper checks. But with more than 70 million people getting benefits, that small percentage still meant hundreds of thousands of Americans, most of them older, who had to switch. You have 2 legitimate paths. The first is direct deposit into your own checking account, which is exactly why rule number 1 matters more than ever, because every dollar you receive now flows through that account and its fee schedule. The second, if you don't have a bank account, is the Treasury's Direct Express prepaid debit card, which receives federal benefits with no bank account, no credit check, and no minimum balance required. And this cuts both ways. Federal tax refunds are going electronic too, so if you still file a paper return and wait for a mailed refund check, Put your direct deposit information on your next return. A mailed refund is exactly the kind of payment that now gets delayed. And if neither works for you, no internet, no nearby branch, a genuine hardship. Waivers exist, but you have to ask for one through the Treasury's Go Direct helpline at 1-800-333-1795. The government will not chase you down to offer it. Here's the quiet danger, and it isn't the rule itself, it's what's riding on top of it. Danger 1. Stale account information. If Social Security still has a closed account on file or your bank merged and the routing number changed, your payment can bounce back to the Treasury, and a reissued payment can take weeks. Weeks in which your rent, your premiums, and your pharmacy still expect to be paid. Danger 2. The switch created a gift for scammers. Criminals now call seniors claiming they must help you switch before a deadline and ask you to verify your account and routing numbers over the phone. Understand this clearly. Social Security will never call you and ask for your bank account information. The real switch happens only through your own My Social Security account online, or by you calling Social Security yourself at 1-800-7721-213. The mistake here is passive trust, assuming the deposit will just keep coming because it always has, and assuming a helpful caller is who they say they are. The action step takes 10 minutes. Log into your My Social Security account, or call the official number yourself and confirm the exact bank account currently on file for your deposit. If you did switch banks in the last year, check it today, not after a payment goes missing. And keep number 3 in your back pocket, because this is the one that sounds like it protects you, and that's exactly why it catches seniors off guard. Number 3. Your bank may now have the legal power to freeze your own transaction for weeks, precisely because you're over 65. Roughly half of U.S. states have now passed so-called hold laws, and more join every year. Georgia's House Bill 945 is one of the newest, taking effect in 2026. Here's how they work. If a bank has reasonable cause to suspect that a transaction from a customer 65 or older, or a vulnerable adult, involves financial exploitation, it can delay or block that transaction, typically for 15 to 45 days depending on the state. Brokerage accounts have a parallel rule, FINRA Rule 2165, an initial hold of 15 business days extendable by 10 more. And banks are using this power. In states with hold laws, about half of banks report they've already placed holds on customer transactions. Now, the honest part, these laws exist for a real reason. Elder financial exploitation drains billions of dollars from seniors every year, and a 2-week pause has genuinely stopped people from wiring their savings to a romance scammer or a fake grandchild in jail. When the hold catches a scam, it's the best rule on this list. But here's what most people get completely backwards. The hold doesn't only trigger on scams. It triggers on anything that looks unusual for you. Picture this. You've driven the same car for 11 years, it finally dies, and you wire $18,000 to a dealer for a replacement. That wire looks nothing like your normal pattern of pharmacy charges and utility bills. So the system flags it, the bank places a hold, and now your car deal is stuck in review while the dealer sells the vehicle to someone else. Your money isn't stolen, it's frozen. And being angry at the branch manager does not unfreeze it. In fact, abruptly trying to pull all your cash and move to another bank looks even more suspicious to the very software that flagged you. There are 2 moves that put you back in control. First, and this is the one almost no senior has done. Walk into your branch and name a trusted contact person on your account. An adult child, a sibling, someone the bank is allowed to call when something looks wrong. When a hold happens, the law generally requires the bank to notify authorized parties within about 3 business days, and a trusted contact gives them a fast, safe way to confirm that yes, Dad really is buying a car, which can shorten a hold from weeks to days. Naming a trusted contact gives that person no access to your money. They can't withdraw a dime. They are simply a phone number that keeps your account from getting stuck. One caveat: the bank may skip notifying anyone it believes is involved in the suspected exploitation. One more reason your trusted contact should be someone with no hand on your money at all. Second, before any transfer over $10,000, call your bank a day ahead and tell them it's coming. the same way you'd notify a card company before travel. 60 seconds of warning beats 30 days of freeze. So here's where all three rules land. The overdraft cap is gone, every federal dollar you receive now runs electronically through that same checking account, and your bank holds new power to pause what you do with it. The account you've had for 40 years is playing by new rules, and the seniors who win are the ones who set the terms first. This week, make one phone call to your bank and do 3 things in 5 minutes. Opt out of debit card overdraft coverage, confirm your direct deposit details, match what Social Security has on file, and name a trusted contact on your account. If this helped you, subscribe for weekly money rights updates and share it with one person over 65 who banks like it's still 2019.